Hello and welcome back to Josh Oddie YouTube. Today we're going to be looking at 3 mistakes you're making with driver that is holding your game back. Number 1 is going to be setup. How are you setting up differently for your driver? Or you might not be even setting up different at all. You might be setting up like it's a 7-iron, which straight away you're going to be at a massive disadvantage with this club, as it's the only club in the bag that we hit off of a tee. We've got 8-9 degrees sometimes on a loft of a driver, so we really need to launch this ball up. And how do we do that with a good fundamental setup? Now, one of the main things we always look for with driver is kind of a position where the shoulders are more tilted towards the sky. Now, when we tilt, I don't want to go just like this, you know. This is already off balance, my head's behind the ball. This is kind of somewhere you find yourself when you're in impact position here. But for setup, I kind of want to feel like this left hip goes forward and then that allows the shoulders to go back. So it's kind of like a bump here, shoulders there. Now that bump in the left hip for me, in the lead hip, is such a great one, and one that's just massively helped me with the big stick. So if you're not doing that, give that a try. Go into your setup and we're going to go bump in the left hip, right shoulder down. Now we're in a good position to hit up and rip one straight down the middle. Number 2 is going to be the release. Now, the release of the driver head is so important, and definitely one thing that I was really struggling with in my game was the difference between like an iron shot where it's like driving into the ball versus a driver where it's almost like letting it go, and that leads on to the last part. But first of all, we're going to talk to the release. So for me, one thing that helped me, I wrote it on my head cover, is feel like the club head overtakes the hands. That was like a feeling I had in my last professional season when I played, that really seemed to help me with driver, was feeling like the driver head overtook the hands. And that goes into that release part of the driver. That's where you need to be releasing the driver to get it up, launching, and that's how it should be hit. You watch all these great drivers of the ball, none of them are like driving in and, you know, the hands are like this. Doesn't look like that unless they're hitting a stingy 2-iron out there. Driver's complete opposite, you know. It's like the hands are still here and the club's just released all the way through. And I think it's kind of a great one to understand in a way, because when you get that release, it's almost like all the hard work's been done to here, and then you just like, you know, you just let it go freely. Just let that club head release on past and watch it go straight down the middle. So, second part to this, the release. Oh wow, I don't think I've hit a drive like that this year. That was money. Woo! Okay, and the last but not least part to the 3 mistakes you're making with the driver. I touched on it a little bit on that second point. It's letting go. Just release the beast, you know? Stand here with no fear. Just hit driver. I think the main thing with people when they get the driver in the hands is like this mental block of, you know, I've got to find the fairway. Let's really try and just smooth one down there. Scrap that. Just swing it. Just hit it. I'm not saying swing out your boots, but just swing freely. You know, it's just a golf shot. Stand there, pick a target. And if you fundamentally got that good setup, you know, you're in a nice tilt, you've worked on releasing that club head, there's no reason why you can't just pick a target and just swing. A little bit necky there, but straight down the middle. Stay in the fairway. Perfect. So, I know we're in a simulator here, but there's water on the left-hand side, OB on the right on this tee shot, and it's a tough one, you know, but if we just stand there and really back ourselves. Just stand there and give it a rip. Don't think about too much and just hit it. There we go. Fly that bunker for me. Fly it. Oh, money. That's what we're talking about, baby. 300 plus yards down the middle, and we're just letting go. So that's the last part to that. Just let it go. Release that beast. Stand there and just give it a rip down the middle. It doesn't matter if you lose one. Put another one down. Do the same thing. Just give it a hit. So if you did enjoy that one and you learned anything new, please be sure to smash that like button and subscribe, as it really helps me out on this channel. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you press that bell notification to be notified every time I post a video.